Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about saving versus budgeting and why I do encourage one but not the other. So if you've watched my videos in my Money and Mindfulness series, then you'll know that I am a big proponent of financial literacy, financial empowerment. I'm also big on saving and investing, but I don't really talk about budgeting. In fact, in one of my previous videos, I explicitly said that I don't budget, and I'm not a fan of budgeting. And in fact, for most of us, I wouldn't encourage budgeting as the approach to reaching your financial goals. Now, one of you actually reached out to me and asked for a dedicated video for me to elaborate on this, so I'm happy to do that. So for starters, I think of budgeting just the way I think of dieting. Yes. So budgeting and dieting are both deprivation tools, aren't they? They're constantly ways of telling us no. No, you can't have that piece of cake. No, you can't go on that vacation. No, you can't have dessert. No, you can't afford to buy that new thing. It's a lot of restrictions and limitations, and frankly, I think that you fall risk of winding up having a quite unhealthy and negative relationship both with food and with money. And I don't know about you guys, but I love to eat. I am not a picky eater, so I will eat anything and everything. I'll try anything once. I also am fortunate that I don't have any food allergies, so I can literally eat to my heart's content. But will I gorge on so much food that it will make me unhealthy and sick? No. Same thing with money. I like to be able to earn money so that I can have a comfortable and secure life. Will I chase it till no end? Will I let it consume me so that I become some kind of miser, some kind of Scrooge? No, because then I will also feel unhealthy and sick. So it's all about balance and discipline. But I believe that you can be disciplined about your money without having a budget. So I'm going to explain step by step what I do. But before I get into that, I just want to caveat this video and say that if you are in a very difficult financial situation at the moment, you are either unemployed, living paycheck to paycheck, you have no buffer to save any money, you're barely making ends meet, perhaps you have quite a bit of debt, or you're supporting many family members. If that is your situation, I think that this video today may not resonate with you as much. But once you come out of that financial situation and you are feeling more comfortable and more secure, I do hope that my words today will ring true for you, because a lot of this is mindset. It's not necessarily about the money, it's mindset and the relationship we have with money and what it does for us. So let's get started. So when it comes to food, I eat proteins and fruits and vegetables and drink a lot of water, and I exercise and I try to stay active and do all the things that my body really needs so that I can stay healthy for the long run, as long as possible, right? We're trying to take care of ourselves. Same thing with money. We're trying to take care of ourselves now and our future selves so that we won't have to worry and be stressed out and anxious about money. There are no guarantees in life, whether it be with our health or with our financial situation, but if we lay down the bricks to take care of ourselves, we can try to mitigate some of the common risks. Okay, so with food, I don't really tell myself no. I eat all the good stuff, I exercise, I try to take care of myself, and then there's a little bit of space in my stomach for desserts, salty snacks, cookies. Literally this week I've been eating chocolate babka from Trader Joe's and pumpkin blondie brownies. Delicious. So I'm doing that, but am I eating the desserts first? No. Just like with money, I'm not spending my money first, I'm saving it first. So let me explain. All right, so this is exactly what I do. I'm going to go through step by step in detail if you want to copy this plan or system. So I get my earnings, my income, my paycheck, whatever you want to call it, and I take a specific percentage of that and I have it automatically go out into a savings account. Every month on a specific date, automatically. It's like auto transfer. I don't have to think about it. I don't see it. I'm not tempted to use it. It goes out. It's on autopilot, so it's just like a no-brainer, no stress, no thinking, okay? And it's a specific percentage. I try to make it a realistic percentage, meaning I know my expenses, so I know roughly how much I can save, okay? But it's challenging. So it's like I'm going to push myself a little bit to see if I can save a little bit more than I think I can, because I think when we squeeze and push ourselves, usually more comes out, right? So I do that, and I say it's very important that it's a set percentage. It's not a dollar amount, because if you make this much and you set a percentage, which is what I do and which is what I'm suggesting, as your income grows, hopefully it does over time, then proportionally that percentage of savings will also grow, because it's just mathematical. It's a percentage. It's going to be following along. It's going to stay on pace is what my point is. Income grows, savings grow. However, if you have this much income and you set a dollar amount, let's say you say, I'm going to save $1,000 a month, and then your income keeps going up and you're still just saving $1,000 a month, well, then the spread gets really wide, wider than you probably need it to. And what happens then is, as human beings in this consumeristic society, I would imagine almost all of us will be tempted to use that buffer money. It's a lot of money sitting there. Oh, let me buy another car. Let me redo my house. Let me go on 10 more vacations, whatever the case might be. And I'm not saying don't enjoy. This is all about balance. You want to enjoy and be disciplined together, because if you enjoy too much, you'll feel like you're overindulging, feel sick, just like when you overeat. But if you're too disciplined and only disciplined and strict with yourself, there'll be no fun, just like if you eat only foods that have no sweet ingredients or no salty ingredients, right? You can't just eat plants all day. So it's a balance, but that buffer doesn't want to be too big. You don't want it to be too big, because then what happens is lifestyle creep, lifestyle inflation. I'm sure you've all heard these terms, where, those people who say, it's so interesting. I make 10 times more than I ever did before, but I still don't feel wealthy. I still don't feel secure. I still don't feel that comfortable. Why? Well, because probably they set their savings down here and their income kept growing and they spent most of that buffer. So you want your savings to keep pace. I don't want to harp on this too much. I just think it's really important. So I wanted to drill that in. Okay, so it's a set percentage. Then you know what your necessary expenses and bills are every month, utilities, food, like everything you have to pay for on a recurring basis to live, to survive. So you've got that chunk of money gets spent. And then whatever is left over, you really want to sit down and kind of put this on paper. Okay, if I save this much, I have this much to spend on my recurring expenses, and then I have this much left over. That's too much. Oh, no, that's too little. And you just kind of readjust, play with the numbers, play with the percentages. That's what I did to get to my number, and it will fluctuate. Our numbers changed when we had kids, and then it changed again and again and again, up and down, as our financial situation got either more healthy or more difficult, okay? So that's what you do. Then the leftover money after savings first, by the way, if you're like, oh my gosh, I have to put my money into savings first, I don't know why that would feel icky. You are literally paying yourself first. You're paying you. First of all, you have to pay taxes first, so it goes to the government. So you're paying yourself second, technically, right? Why is that an icky thing? You're thinking of yourself, your future. So that's how I see it. I'm paying myself first before it goes to all these companies and bills. Then I pay my bills. And then whatever's left over, that's the space that you have for dessert. You see? Instead of saying, no, I can't have that cake. No, I can't buy that thing. It's buffer money. Oh, look at that. I have this much left over. It's an abundance mindset. I've got extra. Now, if you wanted to buy a pretty expensive item for yourself, perhaps it's a treat, and you have enough in that buffer money to go out and indulge and splurge and enjoy, so be it. I think that's a great place to be. However, if you have this much buffer money and you go, I don't have enough for that big ticket item that I wanted to purchase, then you wait. That's where the discipline comes in. You say to yourself, it will take me how many months to get to that total amount? All right, so 7 months it is. 7 months of buffer money that I'm going to just keep accumulating to get to that big ticket item that I have my eye on. Now, this is where the discipline of how motivated are you, that question comes in. How motivated are you to keep your eye on the big prize? Otherwise, what might happen is you'll just spend that buffer money on rinky-dink, silly things that you didn't even really want, but you just wanted to buy something to get it out of your system. That's a waste, right? Or you might be tempted to go into your savings and pull out the money that you literally just saved and lump it in with your buffer money and say, okay, now I'm going to go buy that big thing. Well, that's kind of silly because you went backwards. Why'd you save in the first place then, right? So I do think that it's absolutely possible to manage your money without a budget while still being disciplined. You don't have to be so limiting, so prescriptive. This gives you more freedom. Hey, I've got buffer money. What am I going to do with it? That's freedom of choice right there. Am I going to leave it? Am I going to save it? Am I going to accumulate it for something big? Am I actually going to just put it into savings as extra? Right? So I love this idea of abundance because it really leads to a more positive and healthy mindset and relationship with money. And we all know that everyone, including myself, we have baggage. When we think about money, we have emotional, psychological baggage and issues with money, whether it be because of what we experienced ourselves or because of what we saw our parents go through. Whatever the case might be, we all have some baggage. And in order to have a healthy relationship with money, I feel like it's got to feel good for the most part. Okay? It's got to feel like exciting and motivating and inspiring and easy too. It has to be easy. That's why I put my savings on autopilot, because it's easy that way. This savings is separate from retirement. So if you have the opportunity to participate in a 401k from your employer, take advantage of the tax savings, take advantage of any contributing matching dollars. That's free money right there. Or if you have IRAs, take advantage of tax savings, right? Max out on your IRAs if you can. This savings is after all of that, okay? Or separate from that, I should say. Not after, but separate from that. Does that make sense? I've heard some of you say, oh, I save and then I use that money to go shopping. I don't love the idea of saving and pulling out, saving and pulling out, saving and pulling out short term. But if that works for you, then more power to you. We all have to find our own personal system that makes us feel good and works for us. But for me, I love to see my savings accumulate. That's where the feeling of abundance comes in, where I go in at the end of the year and I go, whew, all right, that's a healthy sum of money. That's a nest egg for whatever, something pretty major or for future or emergency. That's what it is, emergency too. So anyway, that is my system. It's not going to work for everyone, but I was asked to elaborate on why I don't budget. And there it is. That's why I don't budget, just like I don't diet. So I really believe in a healthy balance between enjoying all of the gifts and deliciousness of life while also being thankful and disciplined and conscious and mindful. So you see, they go hand in hand. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.